I mean, we got to just jump in and ask you about last night. This is good timing. You've been on the books to come in this show for a few weeks. They kind of made you look good with that win last night.
That was a great lead-in. Yeah,
and it's not as if this isn't the first time you guys have beat the Warriors in a big game. Are you starting to feel like there's a little blueprint here about how to take down the champs?
Yeah, I don't know about that. I think for us as a team that's just building and trying to figure out a way to contend, for us to just have small milestones along the way and just continue to improve and win. Big games like that on the road are fun, and I think it was a great step for our guys.
I mean, afterward, Giannis was on the court. He said, quote, "We've arrived." RJ was he was amused by that. Although he was also amused by seeing the Warriors fans leaving here. Come on, he's sitting here right now.
Oh, we have a relationship. He traded me for like a bag of peanuts, and like future considerations.
I was part of a group that traded you. Yeah.
How were the peanuts in the end?
They were not very good.
No?
Stale.
No? Okay.
Stale.
Just checking.
There's a lot. I think a lot of people have peanut allergies, so a lot of people got sick. It was not pretty good.
Wow.
No, the credit, you and what you've done with this team, and again, it's piece by piece by piece. And we were talking that it can take years to develop the team and the chemistry, and also to get to a spot of being competitive. And I think you guys are there. I don't know if you arrive in the first 10 games, but I think that's a mentality that your team is kind of taking on, even though I feel it's a little premature.
Yeah, I think for our guys, just to have the confidence to go in there and play like they did against an opponent in the Warriors last night is a big step for us. We talk about trying to build on last year where we had a really competitive playoff series. We want to take a step and win a playoff series this year, but I do think we have the makings of a team that fits, that can contend, and hopefully sustain that for a long period of time, and that's what we're trying to do.
I love when Giannis said we have arrived, because you guys have done more damage to the Warriors than people really know. And on the slide, you guys have knocked them off from the winning streaks and all that. But my question to you is, how do you feel about having one of the best players in the game and going forward? Are you nervous about losing him?
Yeah,
great question.
I mean, great question. I think nervous is not the term I would use. We have one of the greatest players in the game, and he's 23 years old. So that's excitement, right? Yes. And so then it's on us to build a team that fits and to have a program and a culture that he wants to stay and be part of. And so far we've done that, and I believe that we'll do that going forward as well.
I mean, you're watching other cities kind of grapple with this, right? New Orleans was able to sign Anthony Davis to the contract he's on right now, but there's already questions of, gee, if they put a supermax in front of him this summer, will he actually want it? Will he finally want to go somewhere else? We saw Kyrie say, okay, I don't want to be in Cleveland anymore. We saw Paul George not want to be in Indiana anymore. This is, I mean, Jimmy Butler in Minnesota. This is something you guys have to worry about.
Yeah, I think so. You've mentioned some examples of guys that have left or guys that are potentially going to leave. There's the Tim Duncans, the Scottie Pippens, the Michael Jordans that play their entire careers. Kobe Bryant with franchises, because I believe those franchises put those players in the best position to succeed.
Think of himself just as the Bulls, not in Portland either. But keep going.
I bounce around, but I appreciate you keeping me in that.
Yeah.
I only count a couple of those.
Right.
No, but I think like, to your credit, there are players that want to stay in one place, and I think it's all about being competitive, and I think you guys have done a good job of putting the right pieces. And so if it's time for him to sign a contract, most of the time players look and like, okay, what have you done to help me maximize myself and the team? And I think you guys are moving in that right direction.
Wow.
What else do you think? Again, I'm not going to ask you to divulge any information, but what is it that you think that the improvement of your team is probably that next step?
Yeah, and I'll go back a little bit. It starts with our ownership group. They're willing to invest any resource necessary.
That's a big start.
to have us be successful and compete for championships for a long period of time. You saw that with our hiring of Mike Budenholzer, one of the best coaches on the market. For us to go out there and get him was a key piece in to fit this team and to fit this group. The free agents that we brought in, Ersan Ilyasova and Brooke Lopez and Pat Connaughton, had a really great first half last night. Those are other investments. And so I think for us is to continue to be patient, to put the right pieces at the right time around Giannis and Khris and Malcolm and Eric, and we're just, organically let this group grow. Giannis is 23 years old, back-to-back All-Stars, back-to-back All-NBA. Yeah. He's a young budding superstar that's not even close to his prime yet, and so I don't think we should rush it. It's just to be patient and do the right things at the right time.
You may have heard me at the top of the show mention that there has been a lot of Bucks fan angst about coaching, maybe for the last, I'd say, 2 to 3 years. And there was, the fans seemed to really warm up to the idea of Mike coming in and everything that's happened since Coach Bud came there. What have you seen as the biggest difference in the way that either the schemes defensively or the way that players are reacting to Bud being there?
Yeah, so for us, when we went into the process to find Bud, one of the things that stood out to me in the interview was he talked about unlocking our talent. And I think just his system and the style of play that he has fits the group of guys that we have. There's an up-tempo pace that we use our size and athleticism to be one of the best-ranked defenses right now. We spread the floor and really give Giannis space to score at the rim or to kick out the shooters to really help us have one of the best offenses in the league right now. And so I think really just the style of play that he's brought and the energy and excitement, the confidence he's given the guys has really helped us to jump out to a great start.
Yeah, well, I kind of compare what you guys do to LeBron James. So in the sense that you build around a driver, a slasher, a cutter, and then you have shooters all around. Is that kind of a format that you're, kind of following? I'm not saying LeBron James, obviously their skill sets are different, but filling it with shooters and just allowing him to attack and pick and choose?
Absolutely, and I think you see that with Brooke and Ersan and Connaughton and drafting Dante. But also, with having those shooters in the system, that unlocks guys like Khris Middleton, who's playing at an all-star level right now and is a great ISO player, one-on-one player, but also a great shooter. Eric Bledsoe, who had a fantastic game last night. To give him space, it's hard for anyone to guard him one-on-one. And so I really think that, it starts with Giannis, but we have a great core of guys that have really benefited from a style of play and shooters that we put around them.
Yeah.
So how have you been impressed with the improvement of Giannis at each season?
Yeah, it's remarkable, and I feel so fortunate to be there when we were part of the group that drafted Giannis and watch him grow.
You like how you slipped that in? I did.
Part of the group.
I was
part of the group. Yeah,
I did that.
He was
No,
part
I
of the
definitely
group that
did
got
do
rid of me. Great decisions.
But to watch him grow
Things have
day
worked
by
out for
day
him.
and step by step, it's remarkable. His work ethic's unmatched. His IQ for the game is unmatched. And I just think that every year he comes back with something different. Whether it's some point this year or early next year, you're going to see him with a three-point shot, and I think the rest of the league's pretty scared of that.
Yeah.
You guys are so proud of your new arena, Fiserv Forum. Why do you feel this is a recruiting tool?
Yeah, I think facilities matter, and Fiserv Forum and right across the street, you see in the graphic there, the practice facility. We've got state-of-the-art facilities for our guys to practice in and play in every day, and every NBA team comes to your facilities when they visit your town. And so now it's not just Milwaukee, it's not just the cold weather, it's a state-of-the-art arena to play in and a state-of-the-art practice facility to practice in, and I think that matters.